Welcome to this video lecture in the design of shunt field winding part 2 in the design of field system from third unit design of DC machines in the subject design of electrical apparatus. So in the previous video part 1 we have discussed the design of shunt field winding. The first part dimension of main field pole we have completed. Now we are going to discuss about the dimensions of field coil. So dimensions of the main field pole we have completed already. So dimensions of the field coil we are going to discuss now. And these two are the dimensions of the field coil used in DC machines. So this is the rectangular field coil system and this is the circular field coil system. So this is the inner periphery of the field coil system and this is the outer periphery of the field coil system, and this dotted line represents the mean turn length, and this is the depth of the field winding, and this inner dimensions represents the field pole dimensions. The shorter length is the breadth of the field pole and this longer length is the length of the field pole, and that is again shown here. So this is the field pole dimension that already we have calculated, designed in the previous section, part 1. Okay, so this breadth of the field pole and this is the length of the field pole. So now surrounding the field pole we are having the field coils. So this field coil dimensions is what we are going to calculate. So in the field coil dimensions we are going to calculate the length of mean turn of the field winding. So this is the inner, actually this is the inner field turn and this is the outer field turn, and this LMT is the length of mean turn of the field coil. This is one of the dimensions we have to calculate, and another two dimensions are height of the field winding and depth of the field winding. This is actually depth of the field winding and is shown here. So depth df is the depth of the field winding, and height of the field winding we have to calculate. Usually depth of the field winding will be assumed. Then depends upon the number of turns in the available field winding space, we will be calculating the HF. Actually we will be deriving two equations with two unknown variables, HF and TF. HF is the height of the field winding, TF is the total number of turns in the field winding. So we will be getting two field windings, two equations with the two parameters, unknown parameters HF and TF, and two equations will be derived. One is based upon the heat dissipation surface and conductor area. Another equation is based on the conductor area. And then we will be calculating that. We will be estimating HF and TF from that two equations that we will discuss short. And so first we are going to calculate. So that is actually from the power loss in the field coil equation. We will be getting HF and T equations. Two equations we will be getting to solve the two unknown parameters. Okay. So these three are the dimensions of the field coil: length of mean turn of the field winding, height of the field winding, and total number of turns in the field winding, and then area of cross section of the field conductors. So these are all the five parameters we are going to calculate. So length of mean turn of the field winding calculated with the known parameters of this BP and LP, that is breadth of field pole and length of field pole. So these two are known to us. The depth of field winding is assumed, so that length of mean turn of the field winding in a rectangular coil can be calculated with area field pole already we know. So this rectangular length is BP. So one side is BP, other side is LP. So 2 times of BP and LP is this length. Actually here DF by 2 and here one DF by 2 and here one DF by 2 and here one DF by 2. So with the BP we have to add DF by 2 at this two sides, and with the length wise also we have to add DF by 2 here and DF by 2 here. So LP plus DF is the length. So 2 times of LP plus DF is this length and this bottom and top length. And the side length includes BP plus DF by 2 here and DF by 2 here. So it is BP plus DF 2 times. So LP plus DF 2 times of LP plus DF and 2 times of BP plus DF. So it is 2 times of LP plus BP plus DF is the length of mean turn of the field coil. So it is 2 times of LP and BP and 2 times of DF. That is 1 time of DF with BP and 1 time of DF with LP. So that is by DF by 2 times with length and DF by 2 times with breadth. So that gives DF plus DF, that is 2 times of DF. So 2 times of LP plus BP and 4 times of DF is the mean turn length of the field coil. So this is one way of calculating length of mean turn of the field coil, and other way is to calculate the mean turn is by knowing inner length of the field coil and outer length of the field coil. LI is the inner length of the field coil, that is the length of outermost turn, and it is length of innermost turn. So by taking the average we can calculate the mean turn length of the field coil. So this is for the rectangular field coil construction. Suppose if your field coil is of cylindrical in construction, so length of the mean turn can be calculated, see here. So this is the length of mean turn of the field coil in a circular field coil section. So wherein this BP is the diameter, it is already we have calculated in the design of field poles. And so depth of the field winding we will be assuming for the system based upon the armature diameter. So to calculate the diameter at this mean turn section, so diameter will be dP plus df by 2 at this left hand side and df by 2 at the other side. So totally it is dP plus df is the diameter for this length of mean turn of the field winding. So it is 2 pi r, that is pi into d. So pi into d means dp plus df here. So that will give the length of mean turn of the field winding in a cylindrical field coil system. Okay. So we have estimated the length of mean turn of the field winding in both rectangular cross section and rectangular section and cylindrical section of the field coil. Okay, so in this design of shunt field winding, so now we have completed the design of field system. Field coil design we have completed. Then we will be calculating current resistance, dimensions of the field conductor and number of turns. Then based upon the losses, we will be estimating the 2 more unknown parameters of the field coil, that is HF, and total number of turns we will be calculating. Okay. So next is the current and resistance of the field winding. So it is very known to you. So field actually we will be having the field regulator to vary the field in the system for voltage regulation purpose. So that 15 to 20 percentage of the rated voltage applied across, because it is a shunt field winding design we are discussing. So whatever the supply voltage will be available across the shunt field winding. But to vary the shunt field current, we will be connecting the resistance in series with the shunt field winding, so that the resistance will be varied to have the voltage regulation process or speed control process if it is a motor. So that resistance will absorb some voltage across it. So 15 to 20 percentage rated voltage applied across the field winding will be absorbed by the field rheostat provided for voltage regulation purpose. So the remaining voltage only will be available across the shunt field winding. So 80 to 85 percentage, subtracting this 15 to 20 percentage, we are getting 85 to 80 percentage of the rated voltage V applied across the shunt field winding. So to calculate the voltage across the shunt field winding, EF is the shunt field winding voltage. So that is 80 to 85 percentage of the rated voltage per pole. Okay. And field current is EF by RF. RF is the resistance of each field coil. So then we need to calculate the resistance of the field coil. Then only the dimensions of the conductor can be calculated. resistance of the field coil, we know by knowing the resistivity we can calculate resistance of the field coil is rho L by A. Okay, and rho is the resistivity, and L is the length of the total field coil. So length of field coil is length of mean turn. Mean turn length will be considered for total number of turns in the field coil. So total number of turns in the field coil is TF. So LMT into TF give the length of the field coil. So rho L by A. AF is the area of cross section of the field coil. So that we can calculate the resistance. Still we have not found the equation to calculate this TF. Okay. From EMF equation we can calculate, but other way from the last equation we will be calculating HF and TF by solving two equations. Okay. That process we will discuss in detail shortly. Then dimensions of the field conductor. Okay, so now we have calculated the current and resistance of the field coil, and we know the area of cross section of the field conductor is current by current density. Current density value is 1.2 to 3.5 ampere per mm square. So current density is known. IF we are calculating as per the previous equation. So that we will be getting the area of cross section of the conductor. So if area of cross section of the conductor is known, then we can calculate the resistance. So area of cross section of the conductor from this equation is, we are taking this RF to the denominator and AF to the left hand side. So AF is rho LMT TF by RF. So RF already we know it is EF by IF. So we are substituting EF by IF. So IF and TF is the ampere turns of the field coil. Okay, it is TF is the field turn and IF is the field coil current. So it is ampere turn. Ampere turn of the field coil, that is mmf, ampere turn at full load condition. So ATFL is TF into IF. So we are substituting ATFL here, replacing this TF IF. So area of cross section of the conductor is rho LMT ATFL by EF. So once if area of cross section is known, the diameter of, because the field conductor for both rectangular field and cylindrical field, the conductor is going to be round conductors only. So it is going to be circular only. Always the conductors will be circular conductors. So the area of cross section is known to us. So it is pi r square, or it is pi into d by 2 the whole square. So dsc is the field coil, diameter of the field coil. So diameter of the field coil, from that we can calculate from this equation square root of 4 AF by pi. So we are calculating the area of cross section of the conductor and diameter of the field conductors by knowing the value of EMF, resistance and current through the conductor by assuming current density. Okay, that current density value is between 1.2 to 3.5 amperes per mm square. So in this we have calculated the area of cross section and diameter of the field coil. Then the diameter of the field coil including insulation, because each conductor will be insulated with each other. So with the thickness of insulation. So the diameter of the field conductor including thickness is insulation thickness. So DFCI, that is equal to DFC plus thickness of insulation. So once if this DFC and DFCI is known, that is the copper space factor. Copper space factor will be calculated, and so this will be used to calculate DF and TF in the two unknown equations. So copper space factor we are calculating by knowing the values of this diameter, thickness of insulation. If it is known, we can calculate the copper space factor, and this SF value will be further used to calculate TF and HF. So in this power loss equation, we will be calculating TF and F of TF and HF. So in that equation, we will be substituting the CSF. Okay. So this is about the design of field coil part 2. In the next part, we will be discussing about calculating the procedure for calculating the TF and HF. Two equations we will be getting to derive to solve this HF and TF. Okay. So thank you for listening this video.